So hello again, everybody. Wow, that's a weird way to start the video. Doesn't really matter. It's all good. We're all friends here. So one of the things that I noticed in the local chat groups of pilots and pilot stuffs is that everybody was trying to find an easy and basic situation to changing out fuel. So if you have a fuel selector switch in your aircraft between left and right tanks, you have to change that every so often, right? It's a safety thing. It's a way to balance out the tanks. And with the Piper I have, I usually use the rule every 30 minutes I switch tanks, and that way I'm nice and balanced and ready to go. There's all kinds of ways to do it. I'll show you in my GPS in a minute rather. That's got a little alert, but a couple things that I made, actually, a little DIY project, is this guy right here, which I went a little crazy with. Little box here, a little 30-minute timer on there, and basically this is a little prototype with runs off a 9-volt battery. It's a 555 timer here. The way this works is that through the resistance from this variable pot here, I guess all pots are variable. I don't know, maybe they're not. Through the resistance carried here, and with that capacitor, that big old capacitor there helping it out, you can dial in to pretty much whatever you want, and 30 minutes is what I wanted. The battery lasts for a while because it doesn't take a lot of energy to actually charge and run this chipset. And the speaker is a 3-volt deal. I have an on and off switch. It's extremely loud, and if anybody's interested in actually seeing how I put this together, let me know. If not, you can kind of take a look at it. If you want to build one yourself, you can do that, and I'll post instructions on the website, or STLs for this if you're super interested. That'll give you details on how to make one. But it's pretty cool. It's pretty bulletproof. With the case on there, it holds everything. Whoop, hello. Holds everything in there. Take your time with the print. And you're good to go. And the way it works is you turn it on. That alarm, holy smokes. I'll turn it off. Turn it on. As you can see, the red light lights. The speaker blasts out. And what you do, it's very simple. You can't screw this up, which is one of the reasons I made it this way, is that when you turn it on, you hit the button, it goes to green, and you count to 30. After 30 minutes, it will reset, so it'll go back to red. The alarm will go beep, as you heard, and then when you're ready, you push it again. This is set up so if you want to push it again and push it again, it will consistently reset. And then also I hot glued the potentiometer here because I didn't want it to move. Because if you move it or do anything like that, which is pretty hard within a case to move this around, you really need a screwdriver to dial it in, then yeah, it will be off time. So I put some hot glue there, and it's all tied down and you're ready to go. So again, if you're interested in a video of me showing you how to actually do this and how to connect that and run the wires and do all that other fun stuff. Oop, missed a little spot there. Then just let me know. If you're not, awesome. That's cool too. Again, I'm doing this on purpose. I'm trying to show you the connections and then the resistor values on there, which I'll help you guys out. I'll actually put that on the site soon enough. It'll happen probably after this. And this case is pretty awesome too. You hear that clicking in because it actually like fits pretty well. And like I said, you just throw this on the seat or on your glare or whatever, you're good to go. That battery lasts forever. All right, my next iteration is this crazy thing. I don't know where I was going with it, but if you're interested in it, this is also something that you might want to try out. It comes with all these little feet. Throw those over there, you don't need those. But what this thing is basically this, but more contained, and it's precision. It's got a precision clock on it. With this, it's pretty precise. It really is. You might be up a minute or down a minute, but it's usually pretty consistent. With this, the resolution is very precise. So it's got the timer on there. It's got an actual clock is what I'm getting at. And this is pretty cool. I'll show the link on this if you're interested, but the general gist to this one is it runs off a 9-volt battery. You can also wire this so it will run off of USB. That's pretty cool. So if you have a power pack, or if you have, you know, like the Stratus USB that's in your dash there, you do that too. That's pretty cool. That's benefit there. Now, if you wanted to, you could actually run this guy off of USB as well, but you would have to, you know, it's more advanced, right? So it's basically advanced, intermediate, and I'll show you another solution if you just want to say, forget all this craziness. But 9-volt battery controls this, and same deal. You've got the switch, same again deal. You have the red light and the very loud buzzer, and then you've got the reset. And then on here, you've got a digital readout display, so you can actually see how much time you have left. And the way it works is that we have 30 minutes here. So if this was 4, it'd be 40 minutes. If we had a 3 and a 1, that would be 31 minutes. I think you get the idea. So that's the way that this works. And you can actually set variable modes to this. So if you... I just did P1, so what P1 means is that when I push this button, the little relay here switches over and it counts down from 30 minutes. You can't do anything other than that. Everything's locked in. What I mean by that is it has other modes where if you push this button again, it'll reset the clock. Or if you push this button, it's got all different types of variables. There's 7 different things that you can do with it. There's instructions, so if you want to read it, fine. But basically, P1 is you push the button, it resets, and then it moves the relay over and it stays there until the time runs down. Then once the time runs down, you have to push it again to reset it all. And again, no matter what you do, you cannot reset it. So it's pretty cool. This right here, if you're wondering what this does, so this system runs on 9 volts. However, the LEDs and the speaker runs on 3 volts. So this is a voltage regulator, and this is tied into the system here. I'm going to flip it over in just a minute, but it basically takes 9 volts and converts it into 3 volts, or reduces the voltage to 3 volts, so it can run these lights without burning them out, and it runs that speaker without it blowing out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn, yeah, this is hardwired, so cool deal. Turn this off. And again, when you turn it on, it saves the memory and all that type of jazz, so there we go. You don't have to worry about reprogramming or anything. So, taking my time, if you want to build one of these things, just look up XY-LJ02. But comes in, and then I'm using the ports off of the battery input, and then the voltage regulator is soldered in. This is the output. This is 3 volts that's carrying into the common of the line here, and then that's how the 2 LEDs and the buzzer get done. I already had that one. I did this just for fun because I had the part here, and I'm like, let me try it on that. I don't think I'm going to be building a case for it. I'm either going to be using this because it's pretty rock steady, sturdy. Plus, I just don't want to design another case, to be honest with you. But if anybody's interested, this is a lot easier. You just get the one. Well, let's see how many parts. You might have these parts, you might not. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 things as opposed to, you know, quite a few other things. I don't know, it might actually be comparable. But anyway, it's just another solution. Or if you have something else, because this is a relay, it can handle high current. So if you go over here, so if you want to use this for something else like a gate or any other thing that requires a timing function, it's pretty cool. So it'll handle up to 250 volts at 10 amps. Or I'm sorry, 250 volts to 10 amps. Yeah, that's right. 125 to 10 amps, and then 30 volts to 10 amps, and then 200 and what is that? 28 volts. So it's a 10 amp relay. And the reason that the voltage is so low on DC is with DC it's a lot more aggressive when the switch goes over, and it might actually solder into itself or weld into itself. That would be the better term there when the contact closes. With AC, because you have the fluctuations, frequency 60 if you're in the US, then you don't have to worry about that. You can run much higher voltage in AC. Wow, this is not an electronics channel. My bad. Sorry I went down that rabbit hole. But anyway, like I said, this is pretty cool. I will try to list all of this stuff out. If it's not in the video, check the web page. If it's not on the web page, then Godspeed. So again, it's pretty simple components here. This is a 3-volt buzzer. These are 3-volt LEDs. Switch. You can find all this on Amazon. Voltage regulator. Just look for like a 3-volt voltage regulator. Pretty easy. This doesn't get hot because it's not enough voltage really for it to get hot, so you don't have to worry about a heat sink or anything like that. Literally, you could run it like this if you wanted to. It'd be ugly as crap, but if you have a 3D printer, awesome. If you have a box or a shoe box or whatever you want to stuff it in, it's pretty cool. I like this because it's got the display. But our third option is coming up next. So all those cool, fancy, DIY timer things are nifty or whatnot, but what if you just don't feel like messing with it, and you don't have a clock in your plane and anything like that? So what I've been struggling to open here is this little KT3, count up and down, quit set kitchen timer. Nothing fancy. Keep it basic, you know what I'm saying? So here's this little thing. Let's discover this together. So order this off of Amazon. I'll put the link down if somebody's terribly interested in this. Who knows? It might be the greatest thing since there was. I know nothing about this other than I searched for a small timer with an extremely loud alarm, because I needed that alarm. I've got the things in the plane where it's got the timers or whatnot and the notifications, but has no alarm. So it's got an ultra loud beeper alarm. So we'll see how loud that is. All right, it's got a little plug thing here. So holy smokes. Yeah, it's probably easier just to open that, isn't it? All right, let's open this up. We're smarter and not, who knows. All right. Holy smokes, that was loud. All right, so we know it works. One issue I see with this, it looks like it's got magnets. Let me get a key here. Yeah, it's got those strong little magnets, so what we'll probably need to do is grab a screwdriver, or maybe just mount it somewhere that it won't mess with any of the magnetic whatnots in the plane. One of those, what do they call them? Compasses? I don't know, crazy. All this new age navigational stuff. All right, so I'm gonna probably dig those out. Well, I will dig them out, one way or another. Oh, look at that. It defaulted to 30 minutes, it looks like. 30 minutes, 30 seconds. Holy crap, that's awesome. All right, well, that works well. We'll figure out how to set this together, though. All right, so you got reset. You got this, maybe a light, I don't know, and then start, stop. Let's figure out if it counts up or down. So it's got 30 minutes on there. Let's hit start. Okay, well, that seems pretty easy. All right, let's stop. Okay, it stopped. Press it again. Well, I mean, this seems a little bit more straightforward than I thought, which is awesome. All right, hit reset. Ah, I see what's up. So you're gonna have to do, oh, that's not bad. Okay, well, there we go. So if you hit reset, it's got a little light too. You hit start, it counts up. Okay, okay. So you're flying the plane, you just switch the fuel, and then you would want to do 30 minutes or whatever you want, and then hit start again, and then it counts down. All right, brilliant. So let's see how loud this buzzer is, or beeper, or whatever they call it. So we got 10 seconds here. I think that's the shortest time we can do. It goes by, oh, nope, we got a 5 there. I was gonna say it goes by 10s, but all right, here we go. Oh, that's very annoying, very loud, and it's got a big old light here. Yeah, if you watch, oh my, holy crap, this is going nuts. Let's see how it goes. I'm the only one here, so hopefully this isn't bothering anybody too much. So it just is annoying for a very long time, which is good, And then it counts up. It tells you how much or how long it's gone before you've messed with it. Brilliant. Okay, okay. Oh, look at that. Oh, this is even better than I thought. Okay, did you notice that? So I hit start stop, counted down to 10. And then when I hit reset, it reset it to 10. So if you allow it to go all the way down to 0 and then hit reset, then it automatically puts that value back up. So let's do it together. All right, 10 seconds is what I timed the countdown timer for. I hit start and stop. It'll count down from 10 seconds. We'll do the same thing for 30 minutes or whatever else you put in there, whatever other time. All right, it'll start being annoying. You hit reset, boom, 10 seconds. Exactly what I'm looking for. All right, I think I found my new timer here. This is great. You got, you know, annoying beeper on, annoying beeper off. I don't know why you would ever want to set it off, but whatever. And then you got a little, if you're hanging it on a wall, I have no idea. It's got a loop. It's got a loop. There you go. And then it's got one of these things. Again, I don't think that's too helpful in an airplane, but whatever. And it runs off of one battery, and these things take no power whatsoever. This will last for God knows how long, because the LCT takes no power, the beeper takes no power, and the circuitry to do timing, super minimum. Gone. What kind of battery does this thing take? There's the model KT8, it looks like. No, that's weird. Oh, it's a 3. There we go. Right, I just looked on the box. Hey, look at that. And the battery. Assembled and made in blah, blah, blah. CR2032. Okay, so those batteries are everywhere. That's cool. Resolution is 1 second, so you can, I don't know how you would do it by 1 second. I guess it shows 1 second. Yeah, that makes sense. It counts down by 1 second. All right, quick set minutes, mute and unmute function, light indicator. We saw that. Count up and count down. That's cool. And that's it. Cool. So yeah, if you don't want to mess with it, you just want to get a timer with the little LCD display, boom, be done with it. And to be completely honest with you, I think I'm just going to put this in the plane, call it a day. Hit the button when I am on my tank, and then reset, hit the button again when I switch tanks. Daggone. All right, let's see what this thing looks like in the plane. Let's see if we got a spot for it. All right, so man, I had a time getting these things out, but it was super easy when I figured out the trick. So get you a cheap screwdriver or something metal that you can hold on to. Get a lighter or a torch or whatever you got. Light that sucker up as far as like getting it warm, and then just merely pop it out. As you can see, I tried all kinds of things. Didn't work. Then I lit it, got it hot, scooped it right out. I'm gonna use one of these guys. Don't want to cover up that hole. That's the sound hole. Yeah, I guess I can put it right there, can't I? All right, so little command strip things. It's nice and flush there, that's good. And then that way I can put it on the plane, and if I don't like it, or it's junk or whatever, I can just take it off without hurting anything. Brilliant. All right, so this is what I'm thinking. So, got a spot over there. It's not covering the important placards. I'm easily able to boop, do that kind of thing. So, rock on. And let me show you what I had before. I mean, I had stuff, but yeah, it's not easy. Well, it's easy, but it doesn't have an alarm, and it's not, you know, showing me the time counting down. Oh, crap, I can't even say that. All right, just work with me here. So, this is what I have. Let me cut this bird on real quick. Cut my avionics on. So, I've got the Garmin. And the Garmin's pretty cool, the little 175 there, because it's got that built-in notification system. So if I hit continue, and then under, I think it's utilities, let's see here, schedule message, there we go. You can see that you can add scheduled messages based on timing. That's cool and everything, but all that comes up is a little block right here that blinks. That's it. This block also blinks when you've entered certain airspace or received any other notifications that Garmin wants to tell you at that point in time, which is cool, especially if you're flying through unfamiliar territory and so on and so forth. However, around town, when I do my flight planning and all that type of jazz, number one, I've done really adequate flight planning, so I know what's going on. Number two, I'm in my backyard. And number three, I can see where I'm going and what's going on. Nothing in notifications should be a surprise to the pilot. It's not like notification, there's sudden airspace. You should be aware of that. You should be checking your screen. You should be doing proper planning, so on and so forth. Now, one caveat to that is I've got this GPS because this GPS can connect wirelessly to my Garmin ADS-B in. So this shows me traffic along with my iPad. I do not have the hard line into this system here. So there may be notifications where it's, I don't know, showing traffic or alerting of traffic. So user beware and all that crap. So this is one method. Over here, I've never used the method of alerts. I don't even know if alerts exist in here, and truthfully, it wouldn't be too helpful even if they did. It looks like I've got a timer and then the camera. That's funny. Why would anybody? Well, anyway, to each his own. If you use that, rock on. All right, so yeah, I don't think this has alerts. If it does have alerts, I've never used it. It's not intuitive enough where I've read through the books and looked through everything and I can easily spot it. Another thing I have is this little wanky clock here. Cool clock, don't get me wrong. It's got a backlight, it's nifty. But if you notice, it says 8:15. Right now, it is 9:47. And the reason because of that is the book is somewhere in my book bag, and every time I take the time to learn how to use 3 buttons to reset my clock and figure out the functions again, either the battery needs changed out, the annual comes through, something will reset this clock. So this does have a timer, and it does have some beepies to it, but oh Lord, I killed it. There we go, I got lucky that time. But it's not intuitive. It's not something that I would want to, especially fuel changes, mess with. Also, you know, it would be cool with the IFR stuff, you know, managing all that kind of jazz, but it's just not intuitive enough. I just can't get to it, fly the plane, monitor all of the stuff I have on board, make sure, you know, the passengers are happy, they have their snacks and drinks. It's just, I'm fumbling around with it. So one of these days, you know, it's been 6 months now, but one of these days I'll reset that clock to the actual time. Why do I not care? because I have time everywhere. I have the time on the iPad, I have time on the wristwatch, I've got time on the clock up here, I've got time settings here, like literally, and I have my eyeballs so I can see what time it is outside. You know what I'm saying? So this, honestly, I might just swap out for a fuel management monitor. They're that size nowadays, and that would be a whole lot more beneficial to me than that little guy. So this is what I've got as far as timers. Theoretically, I've got quite a few. I've got that one there, I've got that one there, I've got timers that you can put into the iPad, which is cool. If you want to do that, that's, you know, that's a neat idea. If you want that flashing over. The only problem with that is that, you know how timers work with the iPads, right? You know, for flight, the timer pops up and it basically pops up on the screen. So yikes, if you're coming in for an approach or you're managing plates or whatever, that's gonna be a rough one. So this is much easier. I got 29 minutes left on tank lefty there. And then when it goes off, go to righty. Reset, you know the drill. Pretty straightforward. And if you got some other system that your POH tells you or you want to fly with, you can adjust accordingly. So I'm excited about it. I think it's helpful. I think it'll also keep you safe, because there's nothing worse hearing those reports. Let me shut this down. About pilots that land their plane in a field or, you know, a Walmart parking lot or the highway because their engine stops running. And when they investigate it, first thing they do is look at the fuel. They notice that lefty's completely down to 0, righty's almost full. Dude forgot to change his tanks. Stupid. Don't be like that person. Do something to save your life. Make it simple, make it easy. I don't care if you got this. I don't care if you got a little sand dial. Whatever it takes, make sure you're safe. You don't want to be in the news for running out of gas. So, something that I would share with you. We went through a whole thing about, you know, making your own and all these little fancy things and whatnot, but best answer might be a little $10 clock that saves your life, or cause you not to be on the news because you landed in a gas station. All right, till next time, see ya.